Good day, friends. Today we are going to see a poem named Past, Present, Future of Standard 7, Unit 1, written by Emily Bronte. Now, this poem is about a poetess and a little child, where the poetess is asking certain questions to the little child to describe about what she thinks or he thinks about the past, present, and future. Now, the child is describing in her own words that the past and the present and the future are like the three different seasons of our nature. Now, let us go by stanza and check how the child is trying to tell or give us information about the past, present, and future. The stanza 1. Tell me, smiling child, what the past is like to thee. An autumn evening, soft and mild, what a wind that sighs mournfully. Now, the poet is asking the child. So, in the first line, if you see, tell, tell me, smiling child. So, this rather tells us that the child is a very happy child. Okay, and what the past is like to thee. Now, thee is an old English word which tells us about or which tells us the pronoun you. Okay, so he's asking the child, please tell me how does the past of your look like. So the child is describing an autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. So he's telling it's like an autumn. Now the autumn season, if you see, it shreds the leaves. Okay, now all the leaves shed from their particular branches, so it is very mild and gentle, and it is very kind of soft, and it is trying to say also say that the winds that there are, okay, it is sounds or it expresses sadness. That means it is expressing or it is crying out loudly that the trees are shredding away. The second stanza. Tell me, what is the present hour? A green and flowery spray? Where a young bird sits gathering its power to mount and fly away. Now, in the second stanza, if you see, the poet is asking, okay, so your past looks like that you are very sad because sometimes you are sad, sometimes you are happy, but you have already told that it's like a new feeling. But what does your present look like? So the child is telling that the present looks like a spring. Okay, the season spring. Now the present that the season spring is where the new leaves or the new flowers blossom. Okay, so this is the best season because you get to see greenery in this. So that is what the child is also trying to tell. A green and flowery spray, that means I feel like I'm the new leaf or the new flower that is blooming into the branches again, where a young bird sits gathering its power. So the new leaf, the new flower gives strength to the little birds. So here the young bird means a little bird. It can be a sparrow or any other little bird, which it's trying to gather all the strength, all the power to regain and enjoy the life. And it is trying to gather so that it can fly away with the new sights, with the new greenery to every possible leaves or the trees. And the last stanza. And what is a future happy one? A sea beneath a cloudless sun, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea, stretching into infinity. Now, the last stanza tells us about the poet where it is asking that what do you think about your future? Now, we may have different plans about our future. We may think that our future should be glorious. But here, the poet or the child is trying to say that I will be happy in my future, nevertheless. But what type of future I want is a sea beneath a cloudless sun. That means I want beneath here, the meaning of beneath is under. So I want a sea under a cloudless sun. Cloudless means there should be no clouds. When if you go to see clouds, normally when they gather around in the sky and they just hide the sun or the moon into it, the day or the scene becomes very dull. The day becomes very ruthless for us. We feel like very boring, or we feel don't feel like doing any work. So here the child is telling that I want the sun to be very bright. There should be no clouds that cover the sun, and it should be a mighty, glorious, and a dazzling sea. That means it should be strong, it should be wonderful, and it should be a shining sea where everything should be very much bright, where everything should actually come to my way, where whatever struggle I've done in my past and in my present. So I'll make sure that the future is very much shining and it is very much glorious or wonderful, like how I was young before. So I want that my stretching should be infinity. So the way that I look at a life, the way that I look or take about the opportunities should be endless. It should go beyond the endless. That is what this particular last stanza tells about the season that is sunny. It describes us about the summer season where the sun is very bright. We all feel very happy when it is summer, though it is hot, but still. So this particular poem tells us about the various season, how the season attracts or how the season make the changes in our life also. Thank you.